You got to stop pointing fingers and start pointing thumbs. Hey guys, Dan Greer with Forge coming at you today for your 5-minute power up. And today is all about stop blaming others and start taking control of your life. So we work with a bunch of different people, tons of customers. And I got news for you. Whenever you're in business, whenever you're in life, things are going to go sideways. Things go wrong. It happens. It's not the end of the world. It is what it is. Like, there's nothing you can really do about it, in all that honesty. Like, you're going to have employees that don't do what they're supposed to do. You're going to not do what you're supposed to do. You're not going to be ahead of schedule all the time. And we had this one customer. They're a good customer. But we had an employee that didn't perform to our standards or their standards. And like, I totally get that. Totally get that. And they were upset about it, and they called me and they were like, hey, we got problems here. We need to deal with it. And I was like, cool. So let's deal with it. So we dealt with it. And we actually ended up suspending that employee, pending an investigation. And then after the investigation, found out a few things about him. And the stuff they weren't doing, they were supposed to be doing. And so we terminated them. Like, they quit. They self-selected out. They quit while they were on investigation. Like, it is what it is. But like, here's the thing I want you to remember is that, like, that other company, we're still working with them, and we handed them off to somebody else, and we've been working with them really well, and they've been getting really taken care of like you wouldn't believe. And here's what gets me with all this is they're being really hard to deal with because they can't get over the fact that they had a bad experience. And they're like, well, this isn't what we expected. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, y'all, there's a transition period anytime you come in to work with a new company, period. And you should expect that transition period to have some hiccups. Like, boom. But here's what gets me, and here's what I'm going to say about this whole situation. Is like, we stepped in and we took ownership. We didn't point fingers. We didn't say this person did this or this person did this or you didn't do this or you didn't check on this. We literally stepped in and said, hey, this is our bad. We're going to fix it. This is how we're going to fix it. And then we fixed it. We weren't just talk. We were literally like, we made a plan. We followed the plan. Okay. And all they want to do is point fingers at the problem. They just want to say, this is your fault. This isn't going the way you promised it would go. You. That's all that comes out of their mouth. And I'm like, it's kind of funny because whenever we first onboarded these guys, I was having a conversation with one of them. And he's like, dude, Dan, our culture sucks. Like, it sucks around here. Like, it is the blame game and nobody wants to take ownership, and it's a horrible culture. Like, it's one of the worst places to work. And I'm thinking, cool, because he's talking about, he's saying, I want to fix that, and I want you to help me fix that from the inside out. And I want to bring you in to do all these talks, and he's in for 2 full days with us. Like, let's look at what that would cost and all this other stuff, because we want to change your culture. And I was like, cool, that's amazing. I'd love to help you guys change your culture. What a great opportunity to do that. What a great opportunity, not only for me, but for them to have that potential growth there. But that should have been a huge red flag to me. Like, honestly, it's not, because I don't know that I see red flags very well, but I digress. My point is like, when there was a single problem, one minor problem that we jumped through hoops to fix, and we took ownership in it, we pointed thumbs, all they could do is point fingers. And it makes you not want to work with people like that. Like, in all honesty, like, I'm at the point right now where if they called me tomorrow and said we're going somewhere else, I'd be like, good riddance. Later, Gator. I understand you got stress. I got stress. I understand you get a lot of emails. I get a lot of emails. I understand you got people breathing down your neck because you're spending money. I understand that if I don't have enough money in the account, my people don't get paid. My stress is a little bit bigger than yours for that nature. Like, I'm not saying I'm worse off than you. I'm not saying I'm more stressed than you. I'm not saying anything. What I'm saying is, like, you guys, if you're pointing fingers when there's a problem, you need to stop and you need to take some ownership. Like, in all out honesty, like, if they would have taken some ownership in it, I would have been a lot more willing to work with them a lot longer, but I'm getting ready to drop them and be like, you guys are a bad customer. We don't want you. Here's a refund for everything you paid for last month or whatever. We're sorry, but we can't serve you anymore. Right? I'm to that breaking point right now. All because they're not taking ownership of anything they're doing. They're just saying this is your fault. But they're not saying anything about what they could do wrong. So I want to encourage you to take ownership. I want to encourage you to stop pointing fingers when things go wrong and start pointing thumbs and say, how can I have fixed this? Instead of, how could you have done me wrong? How could I have fixed this? All right, guys, there's your 5-minute power up. Get out there and take some ownership today and grab a copy of my book, Grit, Grease, and Grace, Leadership Forged in the Trenches. We'll talk to you later.